Today's question is, what is cross patterning and why do I have to do it? So when we talk about cross patterning, basically what we're talking about is moving your opposite hand and your opposite leg at the same time. So right arm and left leg, or left arm, right leg. A cross patterning is very important because one, it helps for developmental reasons. When you're an infant, you start to crawl. That's a cross patterning movement. You're moving your right arm, left leg at the same time. And as you crawl, what it's doing is you have to use an arm and a leg on opposite sides, and it creates a lot of connections from your left to your right side of your brain. So developmentally, it's very key for people to do that. Also, not just for physical movement, but even for intellectual and a lot of mental abilities in order to be able to connect both hemispheres of your brain together. All right, so that's why it's important. So now, how can you include some of these things? And you might think, well, Anthony, I already crawled when I was a baby, I'm good. But actually, you can lose the ability, or at least how well you can cross-connect your hemispheres. And so you need to continue to do that cross connection, that cross patterning as you age, kind of the use it or lose it type mentality. So what can we do? An easy way to start is just to even be standing nice and tall and just bring your knee up and bring your arm down and touch the top of your knee, top of your thigh, and push into it. And then you can just set it down and switch. Now the key is to start real slow and controlled, because you want to be aware of your body and you want to think about what you're doing. Don't do it fast, don't speed through it, but kind of slow and controlled and start to develop that pattern. Other things you can do is you can lay down on the floor. Do the same thing. You're on your back. You can have your legs out in front of you and your arms up above your head. And now you can bring one hand up and your opposite side knee and touch them together. Again, bring them back out and alternate sides. All right, those are the real simple versions. But now, how can we start to incorporate that into training movements? That's when a lot of single leg exercises start to come into play. Doing things, and even like lunges. But if you lunge, say you do a reverse lunge, if you're stepping back with your right leg, so your left leg is forward, as you come up, your left leg is pushing. Now do something with your right arm, whether it's a press, whether it's a row, whether it's a reach out, even touch that front leg. So now you're doing cross patterning in a regular kind of, typical exercise. And you can do that in many different ways. You can get down to half kneeling, one knee down, one knee up, and you can do some presses, like we call it arc press. So left leg is up, you can arc press up over your head and back down. You can stand up, bring one knee up to your waist, so you're bouncing on one leg. Same thing, bring that arc press, if your right leg is up, from your left side all the way up and over. Then you can switch it up and go the other way. But really, one of our favorite ways to do that is creeping, where you get down on the ground on all fours, and just like an infant or a toddler that I mentioned earlier, but the key is you have to move your opposite hand and your opposite leg at the same time. So you pick up your foot and your hand, you move them together, and you set them down the exact same time, and you just move forward. And then you can move backwards. You can even move laterally, side to side. So real simple ways, just get some cross patterning in. Cross patterning isn't made to devastate you or make you exhausted. It can be just used to kind of excite the nervous system a little bit. Or even if you want to warm up and kind of before you run or before you do something that's active, you can do a little cross patterning, kind of groove that pattern of using both sides of your brain. That'll make you more efficient when you do your activity. You can also stimulate your nervous system. If you want to even do studying, they've done studies that say that if you want to learn something, read or pay attention to a class or whatever the case may be, do some cross patterning real quick. It can stimulate your nervous system, help you pay attention better. Okay, use that for your kids as well. That's cross patterning. Give it a whirl. It's a phenomenal pattern to incorporate. It'll help you move better, and obviously it helps you train smarter. So until next time, see you later.
See you later.
Yeah. I kind of said it already.